Good morning everyone. This is Shawsmead in Wales. It's quite a small site, as you can see. It's got 48 pitches, I believe. We're here for a few days and we're going to explore Aberystwyth today on the Pilote scooter. There is the bad boy now. And there's our motorhome. And our trailer. I'll give you a walk around of the motorhome. And I'll give you a tour of inside our motorhome. So this is the inside of our van. We'll have a pull down bed because it's an A class, which we don't use as a bed, which we'll be referring to that later. There's the two cushions. And the door again. This is our coat hangers and our oven, which I've got taped up to stop the air coming in. A fridge, just a smaller fridge, and our kitchen unit, food in there, and that cupboard, TV cupboard, and wardrobe with the boiler in the bottom, and of course where all the action happens, the bed, and cupboards above the bed. And we've got some little cubby holes which I tend to fill with rubbish at the bottom of the bed. And the bathroom. Just a simple shower curtain, kitchen, a bath, toiletries, the sink, thing on the wall.
Hopefully you enjoyed our tour of the van. We're now going to be going towards Aberystwyth. This is the road towards, as you can see in our journey on our scooter. It's 20 miles from the site we were on, and we both really fancied the idea of seeing it, as when we did a little bit of research it looked like a lovely town.
One of us fancied it, not both of us.
We both fancied seeing it because it looked like a lovely town. It took us about half an hour. Here you can see us just starting to go into the town. Unfortunately, for some reason, we managed to miss the sign which told us we were in Aberystwyth, which seems to be a feature of Wales that we never spot the signs. So,
it's kind of fast, isn't it?
It is. Soon be 20 miles an hour. So here you can see us heading into the town itself. About to go over the bridge into the town. And then into this town itself. As you can see, like most little towns, the streets are quite narrow, but that's never really a problem for us on the scooter, as you can see when we overtake the van. You do have to be careful on scooters that cars don't pull out in front of you and on all motorbikes. And here you are, you can see we're just having a drive around the town looking for a parking space. As you can see, we were right, it's a lovely little town with loads of different shops and things. It was still pretty busy because we were lucky enough to go when the weather was lovely.
The 2 days of the year.
That was 2 days earlier in the year as well.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember them.
So here you can see, head around the corner, still looking for parking.
Lots of blue houses.
Yeah, lots of little towns in Wales have multicoloured houses, and Aberystwyth is the same.
And blue's a favourite colour, isn't it?
Yeah, they always look pretty. Here you can see we're passing the railway station, still looking for parking.
Is that the Witherspoons as well?
It was.
Yeah, we'll be going there for our dinner.
Here we are, still looking for parking. A lot of the parking was only for an hour, and we really wanted something a little bit longer. Make time for something to eat and for a good look round. But on the plus side, when you're driving round and round the streets looking for parking, you do get a good look of the town. And here we are, still going around. It's probably where all the petrol went. As you can see from the arrow, a lot of the streets were one way, so you had to really pick which one you wanted to find the way you were going.
There's a gap.
There's a gap.
I'll be in there. Thank you very much.
There we are, stopped.
Who's that handsome beast?
Stephen's just sorting out the bike. I had a wander along, as everyone knows. You've got to check your parking restrictions. And a glance at the sign says 2 hours. So we decided that would do for now. We did actually long term end up moving the bike because we were in Aberystwyth for longer than 2 hours.
Yeah, I did, didn't I?
Here you can see we're walking into the town. Nice little area, there's a little retail park over to one side. Just past the railway station and Wetherspoons again. Don't know why we needed to look for Wetherspoons when we'd already passed it 3 times. And here you can see us walking along, and we found one of Stephen's favourite shops.
It's not one of my favourite shops. It's just a shop I wanted to go in.
Yes, it's a fishing shop. And there he was, like a little boy with candy, looking at the flies.
The flies are 50p each in that one. What a bargain.
You see loads of choice. I think we spent 15 quid.
Didn't spend that much.
So then we wandered along looking towards the beach and pottering in all the shops. As you can see, it's got all the usual suspects plus an Indian.
Red Indian. Made of wood.
But no cowboys. Never mind. As you can see with the traffic, it's actually quite a busy little place. Probably they were all looking for parking as well. But having safely navigated across the road, we eventually found the sea. And once we hit the sea, we realised as we came round the corner, there's actually motorbike parking on the pier, well, on the beach.
Scooter parking, you mean?
Yes. Not entirely sure how official it is, but there's certainly plenty of bikes there. And it is in fact where we later moved the bike to. There is the pier. It is Wales's oldest pleasure pier, built in 1865. Apparently originally it was a lot longer, but the weather has meant it's been shortened over the years. Here's another funny little bit, cut off from here. Didn't put anybody off because there was loads of people on the end of it, as you can see, jumping off and playing with it.
And that lump at the end is where the little
Funicular railway is.
vernacular railway.
Funicular.
Vernacular.
Yeah.
The Knickers railway.
There you can see the pier. It's got amusement arcades in, and there's a restaurant on the top and a bar cum cafe at the bottom, plus a fish and chip shop.
How calm it is.
It was beautifully and calm. Lovely day. You can see it's a dog friendly beach, while the woman's breaking the rules. Either way, there's a dog.
It's a seagull friendly beach as well, look. Unless them are breaking the rules.
And then here you can see we had a closer look and had a look around the pier.
Should we put a drum roll in now?
You can see the bar.
Should we have a drum roll for the pier?
Drum roll for the pier. Oh, it's just some arcades.
Push them people out of there.
You can see fish and chips on the pier. As you can see, it was really popular and busy.
You didn't go on the pier?
No. Stephen went in the pier while I went to have a nosy around the other side of said pier to see what was there. And there it is from the other angle. Still looking impressive. And you can still admire the blue of the sea and how flat, calm and beautiful it is. That in the background is the War Memorial, and you can just see the castle on the left. We didn't go to the castle. Stephen was devastated. And here we are on the pier at the end near where the bar is, just admiring the view.
Is that the castle over there that I wanted to go and see?
Yeah.
And you wouldn't let us?
And then you can see the funicular railway in the background and the lovely bay of Aberystwyth, with lots of people on the beach enjoying the sun and in the sea, and the little multicoloured houses.
Blue.
Pink.
Blue.
Pink. It really does make for a beautiful scene. And here we are. You can see where the bikes were parked up on the promenade. And we're just walking along to our little nippy to return to the campsite. And as you can see, it was parked amongst lots of friends. And some pigeons. And here next we decided to go to Devil's Bridge as we saw the sign. Here's the parking at Devil's Bridge. It is a free car park, and here's Devil's Bridge itself. There's apparently a much older bridge underneath. We just had a mooch. We didn't really have a lot of time, so we didn't actually go down to either of the waterfalls.
Because you were too tight.
Yeah, I was too tight as well. On the right hand side is the waterfall, the famous Punch Bowl. That's £2 to walk round. Apparently it's a 10-minute walk. And on the left hand side there was a 45-minute walk, and that was £4. Like I say, each. We didn't really have the time. We didn't feel inclined to spend the £2 each to go on the 10-minute walk.
It would have been £6 each. Would have been 12 quid to go for a walk.
There you can see the sign. You can see a picture of the bridges underneath. And here's the other one with the 3 bridges.
It's 3 pints of lager.
As you can see, it's always open because you just put the money through and cut through the little railing. And there is the Punch Bowl from the top. I'm sure it's much more impressive if you do the actual walk. And then we return back to the campsite, and this is us the next day on the way to Newquay. This is the little village near where we stayed.
Oh, Newquay's that little chip shop village place, isn't it?
It is. As you can see, this is our route, again on this scooter. Here's the turn off as you come along the main road.
I would like to say the roads are a disgrace.
They were very bumpy. Newquay is only maybe about 10 miles from Shawsmead, so it wasn't too far to get to. Here we are, just going into Newquay.
And to be fair, there was parking for a motorhome if you wanted to take your motorhome in there, wasn't there?
Yeah, I think you would have been able
Right
to
down
get
on the
away
beach.
yeah. No, that was Aberystwyth.
No, it was here as well.
No, it was Aberystwyth and Aberaeron. This just had normal parking. So you can see as we're travelling along.
No, you're wrong.
You can see as we're travelling down towards the sea.
Oh yeah, you're right.
I would think you might maybe get one in that car park, to be fair.
Yeah.
But here
we just headed straight down to the seafront because we're on the scooter with not a care in the world and hope for the best that we could get somewhere to park.
And if we didn't, we'd go for another tour around like we did with Aberystwyth. There you can see the beautiful bay. And here we are, met a friendly couple on a scooter who kindly moved their scooter over so we could get ours parked. We then had a lovely conversation with them about scooters and motorhomes. And they said how much they love Newquay, and looking at these videos you can see why. It's really a beautiful place. There's the sparrow, and there's some paddle boarders enjoying the sunshine. There's a scooter
with its friend.
And the colourful houses, again blue in the background. That's one of the streets of Aberystwyth, and here's again looking over the bay and admiring some people who are about to go paddleboarding. We were particularly impressed because the guy at the front did absolutely nothing to help his girlfriend carry hers. Here's the harbour. You can get lots of boat trips from Newquay. It's about £15. You can go dolphin or seal watching.
But to be fair, we're from the northeast and we see dolphins and seals every day if you head down to the beach, didn't you?
Well, seals. Not so much dolphins, they're still a bit rarer.
Yeah, I suppose.
But we've had them swimming around a fishing boat before, so...
But I wouldn't pay 15 quid to see them.
But the queue there, you can see, is people waiting to get on one of the boats. The queue there is for one of the boats going out. And as you can see, it's beautiful bay. They go quite far out, just in the bay, so they can see the seals and any dolphins that have come up.
If there's any there.
Yeah. I believe Newquay is the place where they managed to film the dolphins attacking the porpoise, which is an unfortunate thing that dolphins do, as we learned last year. Here you can see one of the little boat trips going out. And there you can see the lovely bay again. Here's a seagull enjoying the sun.
It's a baby seagull.
Yeah, little baby, waiting for somebody to give it chips. Its mum was pretty much ignoring it, so I presume by now it had to get its own chips.
She was keeping an eye on it.
Yeah, I suppose if it was unsuccessful, should have pinched some for him. But it's always lovely to see. Here again you can see the bay. There's something nice about watching the waves. and this is the harbour from the other angle. We did take the chance to visit the little museum in Newquay. It was free, it's only a little bit, it was nice. And here you can see a statue, another view of Newquay.
What's the statue of?
It's a girl blowing.
Oh.
As you can see, it was a lot windier at Newquay than it was at Aberystwyth. By the way, the flags are all flying. Unfortunately, all backwards. There you can see Stephen pretending he didn't know me. Don't let him get away with that one too often. And finally, we enjoyed some chips and a tea and a coffee. As you can see, Stephen was trying to steal them all while I was making the video. And we sat next to the sea and enjoyed the view.
That wasn't me. That was just an old bloke you sat next to. There's his car.
And then finally, we went along the road and went to Aberaeron, I believe it's pronounced, which is another pretty little town. This one's actually on the main road towards Aberystwyth, so you go through it. But it had lots of pretty little shops again. Really nice little town. Well, more a village.
That's where I bought some blueberry cakes, isn't it? And they weren't blueberry, they were apple.
They were, yes, and the nice little bakers.
Yeah.
Yes, as you can see, there were some Germans touring in old cars.
Triumphs.
Yeah.
TR6 and TR4s.
And the town has the multicoloured houses going again to make it look pretty.
Oh, this is where the parking was that I was thinking of.
Yes, it is, yeah. They had parking along the front.
The seafront for motorhomes.
Yes. As you can see, it's more of an old style beach, traditional. More what we're actually used to in the northeast, isn't it? To be fair. There you can see the German Triumphs again. So you wander along, you can see the motorhome parked up, and like Stephen says, it did have provision for motorhome parking. It said it was 24 hours, but then it said that you couldn't camp. So we weren't entirely sure there. But at the end of the day, this is us heading back towards the campsite, back through the pretty little street. Like I say, you can mostly see it from the main road, which this is. You can see there's lots to see there. For some reason we managed to miss the section along the bridge, but we did see it from the main road. Here we are relaxing back at the campsite, and here we have the costs. As you can see, the biggest one was again paying for the campsite. And next we have the top tip.
Hi everybody again. This next top tip is as simple as bin liners. Now it's not going to be for everybody. In fact, it's going to put a lot of people off, but that's up to you. And basically, we never number 2 in the toilet of our own van. Naturally, if you're near facilities, then you can use them. But when you get stuck, we simply take a plastic bag, place it into the toilet, do your thing with your toilet roll in, tie it in a knot, and you can put it in the bin. Now, a lot of people think it's a little bit off, but you do it for your dog. That's all I'm going to say. Thanks a lot.
Thank you for watching.